In this video, we will cover Resizing Tools, Lecture 2, Resize the Scrollbar. So when would this apply? Assume that you have a large dataset contained in your Excel spreadsheet, and further suppose that you delete a large number of rows at the bottom of your spreadsheet. The problem? The scrollbar on the right does not automatically resize itself to account for the reduced number of rows, and this can be really annoying. Don't worry though, there is a fix, and we can fix this with the following 4 steps. Step 1. First, we will want to click any cell in the data, and then click Ctrl plus End. This will bring us to the very last non-empty cell, or what Excel thinks is the last empty cell. More than likely, there will be many empty cells above this cell in our data. Step 2. We will then highlight all rows starting with the row that our last non-empty cell is in, all the way up to where our data ends. Step 3. Once we have highlighted all the rows, we will right-click, then press Delete. This will delete all the rows that we just selected. Note, at this point though, Excel still hasn't resized the scroll bar. Step 4. We will scroll up to the starting cell of our data, for example A1, or we can hit Ctrl plus up to bring us back up to the top. Then we will click Save. Once the spreadsheet is done saving, the scroll bar will resize to a more appropriate size given the size of our data. And that is it. Now we will cover an Excel example to illustrate how to do this in Excel. We have the following Excel spreadsheet. Here we have a sales tracking database with many rows, and over here we have the scroll bar. If we scroll all the way down, you'll note there's a whole bunch of blank cells. Now this is quite annoying. Now you'd think that you could just delete these rows and that the scroll bar would resize. So if I just selected all of these rows and then delete, the scroll bar, however, did not resize. So to do this, what we'll do is we'll click into any cell and then we'll hit Ctrl plus End. And this will bring us down to the last non-empty cell in the spreadsheet. Now you can see there's a whole bunch of non-empty cells here, but Excel thinks that this cell here is the last non-empty cell. So the next step would be to select this row and then drag up until the bottom of our data. So we'll find where the bottom of our data is, and then what we'll do is we're going to delete all of these rows. So right click and then delete. So now what we're going to do is go up to the top of our spreadsheet, just for convenience. We're going to hit Save. Now, once it's done saving, you'll note that if I scroll all the way to the bottom now, it brings me to the bottom of the spreadsheet data instead of to those blank empty rows. So now we've resized this scroll bar over here to account for the exact size of our spreadsheet.